of the morning, in fact. So AI proliferation from cloud to on device. What does all that mean? How do we make sense of all this? I'm not going to share that with you now, but certainly the first person to speak on stage, he will do exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage from Qualcomm, Mr. George Tsirtsis.
Thank you very much. This works? Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is George Tsirtsis. I'm a Senior Director of Technology in Qualcomm Europe. I'm really happy to be here, to be opening this event and in this fantastic venue. It's my first time in Station F, and if you work here, you are really lucky. It's a very exciting place to be. All right, so Qualcomm. You may know something about Qualcomm because our chipsets power a lot of your smartphones, but we do a lot of things these days. So I'm going to talk about what we do in the area of AI. And I'm going to frame the discussion around a big challenge that generative AI is facing in terms of scaling so that everybody can use it. I'm going to explain why this is important to you as developers and entrepreneurs. I'm going to give you a sense of Qualcomm's perspective on how to mitigate this problem, and I'm going to also give you all our tools and services that we provide to help you do that. Okay, my clicker. All right, straight to the point. Generative AI has a scaling problem. The problem stems from the simple fact that computation to serve generative AI queries, to respond to them, is high. It's much higher than a traditional web search, about 10 times as much, and that's a conservative estimate. So when you go to ChatGPT or any of those AI assistants, the computation and electricity used is much higher than a traditional web search. And now you have to take that 10x number and multiply it by the deluge of applications and features that are supposed to be powered by generative AI, and we want them to be powered by AI. And then you have to multiply that again by the billions of users that we want to get this technology to, and that's certainly pretty much everybody. Okay, so this is the big picture problem. It's a problem for Qualcomm to solve, and Microsoft and NVIDIA and people like that, right? So how does that relate to you as a developer? Is that the fact that at the end of the day, if you are trying to power your application with generative AI, you will have to bear the cost of that inference cost. And that will eat into your margins. It will challenge your business case and will make scaling to many users much harder. Okay, so that's a problem that you should consider from early on. Okay, so what's the solution to this? The solution to this is to distribute generative AI computation to the edge. The future is clearly hybrid. We're going to be dealing with the very, very large models in the cloud and the smaller large models at the edge. And when I say smaller models, sometimes called SLMs, they're not that small. They are anything up to 10 to 15 billion parameters with tens of thousands of token context windows. So, and if you paid attention a couple of days ago, Meta announced their latest generation of Llama 3.2, 1 billion parameter model, 3 billion parameters, and also a multimodal 11 billion parameter model. All of these run on device, can run on device, and very, very efficiently. And this, of course, is only one example. There are many, many models that can run on the device, and they can be utilized to power your generative AI features without you having to bear the cost of them. By the way, if you do things like that on device, the other big advantage for you as a developer and entrepreneur for your application is that you can make sure that your customers' data stay on device, the sensitive data. And you are dealing with their queries or whatever your application is doing on device, keeping that privacy secure, which can be a big plus for your application, and it's a big barrier for AI adoption in general. Okay, and when I talk now about this idea of doing generative AI at the edge and on device, it's not a futuristic idea. It's a reality today. So last year, we launched the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, which this year already powers all of the premium smartphones in the Android ecosystem. And this was the first chipset that was specifically designed for generative AI. In the summer, we also launched Snapdragon X Elite, which is revolutionizing the laptop industry because it finally introduced a chipset based on ARM architecture with our custom Orion CPU that is providing exceptional performance, but with very long battery life. Really makes Windows work as they should. And at the same time, we're introducing an NPU, a neural processing unit, on every one of these chipsets, any one of these laptops, which together with Microsoft, we created this new class of laptops that's called Copilot Plus PCs. All of those now can run generative AI very efficiently on device. So already this year, you have a lot of devices, smartphones and laptops, that are able to use generative AI. And we are introducing the same capabilities in IoT, automotive, everything that we touch, which is pretty much every end device in the world. So you should view this as a platform for you to develop, right? You should take advantage of that generative AI capability and essentially outsource that processing and that cost to the end device. Okay, so and that will benefit you greatly if you're addressing large number of users. Now, if you are convinced by that argument, you may want to know that Qualcomm provides a very, very robust software stack with developer tools. We have the AI Hub with a big developer community around it. We have tools like the AI Model Efficiency Toolkit. So if you have your own model, if you are developing your own model, you can use our tools to optimize your model to run on device. We have the Qualcomm AI Engine Direct SDK, which gives you the deepest possible access to our hardware. But we also support all the frameworks, the runtimes, compilers, libraries, operating systems that you need depending on the target hardware that you are dealing with. We also believe in making the life of developers as easy as possible, and for that we have made available the AI Hub at aihub.qualcomm.com, which is a developer portal with a lot of resources for you to enable you to integrate AI into whatever you do, whatever application you are developing. On AI Hub, you will find more than 100 AI models that are already optimized to run on device. And when you optimize, you can run anything on any device, right? It just takes, if it's not optimized, it's not the right configuration, it will take a very long time. Latency is an issue. But once you optimize it, you get really, really benefits from that. So there are more than 100 models that are already optimized to run on our different hardware platforms. You can bring your own model and optimize it there. And importantly, you can also, once you have an application with the AI capability incorporated, you can test your application on any one of the many devices we make available on a device farm that you can access online. So you don't have to buy all the different smartphones that are out there to test your application. You can use our web farm to do that, and all these services are currently free. The AI Hub process is very straightforward, and as you see it here. Now, we say famously that you need 5 minutes and 5 lines of code to incorporate an AI model into your app, and we can show you how to do that upstairs. We have a booth that you can come and see that kind of workflow in action, as well as demonstrations of applications that run AI models on device to get an idea of what other people are doing. So we're looking forward to talking to you. Please come and talk to us upstairs and see what we have to show you and maybe help each other in the process. So this is it for me. Thank you very much.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.